Good morning, Mom Squad. I don't think I posted. Did I post last week or the week before? But I don't think I did anything last week, or was it last week when I was posting? I don't know. It's early. I'm still sleeping, and I was actually up praying, and God just led me to make another video. I'm not sure how long this one will be. I think it's a little after 5 a.m. and today is the 7th of September, and I am still doing well, everyone. I'm doing well, just trying to stay focused, right? And figure out what things is and what what to do to stay focused and disciplined, right? Um, and I'm just going to talk about some of the things that I have done that I know have helped me be disciplined. And one of the things is the biggest thing that I had to do, which I had kind of started, and I just started talking, y'all. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, prosperous week, and you guys are allowing God to lead you in the decisions that you make. And remember, if you fall off, it's okay. We're human, and it's okay not to be perfect, right? But it's about jumping back on and trying to correct the behavior and correcting the behavior, right? But as I was saying, through this journey, I just noticed that I had to make a lot of changes, and I've been doing it for years. I'm gonna tell you guys, when I first um, started my journey with God and becoming more spiritual, and maybe even before that, because before I started being more spiritual, I just started doing more things for myself, being more um, self-aware of what I needed instead of what the people around me needed, right? So with doing that, I knew that I needed to take more time out, like for myself, and be more intentional of the time that I gave myself. So one of the things that I started to do was social media, because I was horrible. I was horrible at being one of those people who, at as soon as I wake up in the morning, or if I woke up through the night, I would be on social media. It was horrible. It was horrible. And that's really how I connected with him, is because he would be on green and I would be on a green, and then we would just start talking, which we knew each other our whole lives. We knew each other our whole lives, but and it had always been something there with us, like even just seeing each other in a store. I remember I would feel something when I saw him in the store, definitely. And it would be, I remember one time saw him in the store, and he, like, obviously had just gotten off of work, because he looked like he had just got off of work. And I had just came to grab something from the store. I was in my house clothes. I looked a mess. I don't even think my hair was done. I looked horrible. But we still, well, I know for me, and I think he did say him too, when we talked about it, still felt something. So it wasn't just, oh, okay, they saw each other was on green and they started talking. It was always something there. I was somebody who was like, no, because of the circumstances on how we know each other, it was just like a line that I did not want to cross. And um, but social media really was what kind of just tied us together. Maybe y'all will get that story one day. I'm not sure, but that ain't what I'm talking about today. Today, I'm talking about just being disciplined. And social media was hard for me. And so But with me being disciplined now, it's amazing. And what I did back in the day, before I got to where I'm at now, I just, when I, before I went to bed, social media was not the last thing that I did. That was a big, major difference in my life, just doing that. Social media not being the last thing I did or the first thing I woke up and did, right? And that started for me, I think maybe, I want to say maybe a year ago or a year and a half, but it's been a minute, so I'm adjusted to it now. Um, but at night, social media is not the last thing that I do. At night, social media, I try not to stroll. Every now and then, I'll jump back on that pattern, especially now because of where I'm at, just to see what's going on. And I have to catch myself and stop. But I'm telling you, just changing that whole social media piece was huge for me. Huge for me. And I will deactivate my Facebook, Instagram. Like right now, my Instagram is still deactivated. It's been deactivated for now, I want to say maybe 3 weeks, a month. And my Facebook, I do Bible study on my Facebook, and I get like, I'm in a book club. I'm in Sarah Jakes Roberts book club. We have meetings. So sometimes I do have to log into my Facebook, and I'm trying to get to a point where I can stay logged in and still not get on there. But I just really notice when you're on social media, it clouds your judgment, right? Because social media is negative. It's negative. And on my Facebook, if anybody's Facebook friends with me, I have a lot of positive things. I'm in a lot of positive groups, but social media can still be negative because you have your friends that you're friends with, and they're posting all of this negative stuff. And sometimes when they're posting it, it kind of just draws you into doing the same thing. And that's what happened to me like a few weeks ago. I literally just started posting how I wasn't saying I was sad, but it was obvious that I wasn't happy. I wasn't saying what was going on, but it was obvious that I was having relationship issues or family issues, or something was going on with me that wasn't happy. I was having some type of quote unquote crisis, if you want to say. Um, because that's what you rarely see people posting really good things every single day on social media. So that was one reason that I had to get off. And then sometimes when you're going through things with people, you're on their page looking to see what are they posting, what are they saying. And that's why I had to just distance myself from social media so I could have a clear head on what I needed to do. I also had to distance myself from speaking. Camila talks too much, and I say a lot of things, and that's one of the things that I'm working on, because I don't know how to just say a little bit, or I didn't know how. I'm working on it now. Um, I've been working on it for a minute, but whatever I'm feeling inside of me to my core, a lot of times I will speak it. And God is telling me to really be mute in this season, mute my tongue and listen. And that's what I had to do to get where I'm at right now. I had to mute my tongue and listen. And now I'm noticing muting my tongue, I'm listening, but I'm not trusting the process because I'm give me everything fast type of person. So it's like, okay, God, if you saying this is how it's gonna be, come on, let's make it like this. I don't see the changes. I don't see this. I don't see it in front of me. Like that's me. So now it's just being still, muting my tongue, and allowing God to be the driver, right? And that's where I am at. Um, and do I fall off? I'm telling you guys, I do. I've been questioning and questioning and questioning and saying, okay, well, this hasn't happened, so I don't think this is really what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I've been doing that a lot, and I just I know that I have to stop it. I know that it's not healthy for me. My best friend is spiritual as well, and she keeps telling me that, like, Camila, stop, stop, and just trust the process. You have to stop wanting everything to be on your time, and she'll read scriptures to me and do all of this, and that's what I'm saying, y'all. It is so important to have the right people. I'm sorry, I get emotional when I talk about her, because when I talk about her, I also think about Hannah. So it's just hard, but yeah, it's just so important to have the right people in your life, and she balances me out when it comes to that, because I can be in my head with so much, and she'll just level me back out because of her beliefs, and she's Catholic, and but it's still all the same, like God said, no religion. It's just all about worshiping Him. And she gets me on track when I'm having those moments. She don't talk me off the cliff. She talks me back up the cliff, right? And it's just pouring into me the scriptures. Like yesterday, I was counting my head and I was praying, and she texts me, and I think it said, "Good morning, are you okay?" And we ended up talking, and she just talked me off of the cliff that I was on with Camila. It's not your time, and it's his. And she started doing her devotional and reading her stuff, and then she just started reading the scriptures out loud and reading the message out loud. And I remember saying, like, okay, okay, Andre, okay, God, I get it. Because I tend to do that a lot. I just want things when I want them, and that is a big problem of mine. It's just not trusting the process, and I think it's because I don't have the control, right? I don't have the control, so it's hard for me to trust the process, and it's hard for me sometimes to just be disciplined to everything. Like, I had to remove a lot of people from my life that I genuinely cared about all so much. I really cared about them, and I had removed them um, from my life before all of the crazy stuff went on with me, um, with the issues with my relationship. It was just like I just started distancing myself from certain people, because I realized certain people can draw you to God, but they can sometimes not be as godly as you think they are, or they could be very godly, but it's just not what you need in your season. So you have to remove yourself. Um, and some of the people that I had to remove myself from, distance myself from, or cut off communication altogether, it was really hard. And with that being said, I have, like, just said a whole, maybe a text or a phone call. Hey, I just want you to know I'm thinking about you. I'm praying for you. Just because it was hard for me to distance myself from some people, because it was a genuine love, at least for me. But everybody's different. Some people can pretend that they care about you when, in all honesty, they care about what you can offer, right? But yeah, I had to distance myself from a lot of people, and a lot of things, not just people, things that I was doing. And is it hard? Is it hurting me? Yes, because it wasn't just friends, it's also family, that I just had to distance myself from, because it was not healthy. And I keep running in my mind, like, God's chosen people are not going to be like everyone else. And I know for me, with my two, definitely I'm the person that's going to break the generational curse. And by all means, I'm not saying that my children are perfect. They're far from perfect. especially that oldest one, will jump and pop off in a minute. And when I say pop off, that's say things to people and do things that she shouldn't do. She'll say all the time, "Mama, I'm still work in progress." She's human, and I'm gonna tell you, this girl is something else, especially when it's somebody doing something to me. I remember before, I think I had just started working on myself, but we was in the store getting the kids some Christmas shoes, or I was exchanging I think I was exchanging the shoes to get them some shoes, and I don't know what the representative had been being very rude to me, and I was just kind of like, okay, it's fine, and all of a sudden, my daughter just flipped out, and I had never seen that side of her before, um, but they were about to have a whole altercation just because of the way the woman was treating me, and I'm telling her it's okay, it's not a big deal, words are just words. um but yeah, so when she feels some type of way about anybody, and it can be anybody, I'm telling you guys, it could be anyone on this face of the earth, I don't care who it is. If she feels like someone is disrespecting me, she turns into a different person. And you know, but I do feel like, and my youngest is getting to that point too, but I'm trying to break it before she gets there by just keeping her in the word and things like that, because we're human, and Jesus is the same yesterday as he is today. I'm sorry, I be having worship playing through the nighttime worship on YouTube, and when God leads me to stop and listen or read something, I try to be sure that I do that. So I was just reading the scripture that was up there. But yeah, so I was just saying, I know I'm that person that's breaking a generational curse, but my kids are not perfect. I'm not perfect. So they do and say things as I do and say things that are not godly sometimes. And also not perfect, where nobody's perfect. So those things will happen, but it's about holding myself accountable and having those conversations. Sorry, y'all. I took my medicine this morning, and it's like it's stuck right like in my throat. But shoot, what was I saying? But it's just about giving the guidance, and not thinking that someone is more perfect than others, and correcting the behavior. So, and that's what I try to do. Now my oldest will come to me if she's having that problem. For me, my mom, I need you to pray for me. Something happened at work. I really want to go off, or I'm able to calm her down if she's in the moment. And then my youngest is a silent person that does it. So a lot of times she's doing things, and I have no clue that she's doing them. Like recently, I saw text messages that she sent to someone, and I was like, "Is that Leisha sent that?" Because I don't see that part of her. I still get that little girl part, but um, our kids can be someone different when they're not around us, right? That's all of our children. And then I just, you find out things about your kids sometimes from other children that they said things to. And if they have siblings as well, you find out things when they're mad at each other because the sibling will tell stuff. So, all of those things. And it's just being patient. Being patient with your children and allowing them the grace, because we have to remember all of us was children once, and we all did and said things that should not be done and said, and we all have been disrespectful before. So it's all about giving the guidance to correct the behavior and realizing I have been there before. I have disrespected someone. I have lied. I have did stuff that I should not have done. I have not always been of God. And to this day, even with me being one of God's children, one of God's, being a spiritual woman, I still do things that I'm not supposed to do. I still sin. So we have to remember that and allow grace to people. Like, people just act like they cannot allow grace, and you cannot make the decision for anyone about what they decide to do with their life. Nobody can judge them but God. Nobody. Everybody want to say all of this about the next person and what they're doing and what they should not be doing. It's so important to focus on yourself. That's something that I have learned through this process of me. Stop pointing the finger at everyone else and look at yourself. What did you do that could have been correct? Hold yourself accountable. And then the person that's always shouting that someone is not holding themselves accountable is normally the person that's not holding themselves accountable. Anybody who's on my page, on my channel, I mean, you guys know I'm constantly, especially lately, I will go in on myself about the stuff that I need to correct. Will. That's the only way I can be the best version of myself that I can be, is by holding myself accountable. If I don't want to look at the ugly truth about me, but I want to look at the ugly truth about everyone else, how can I help me? And I'm the most important person that I need to help is me. I'm no good for no one else if I'm not good for me. And that's what I learned through this process. Stop being embarrassed to be wrong. Stop being embarrassed to say you need to change. Stop being embarrassed to say you fell off of the wagon and you need to get back on it. Stop being embarrassed about who you are, who you were, and just be worried about who you're going to be. All of these things have to play in part. You have to look at yourself and say, I have done this. I did do that. I should have done this. I should not have done that. Like, it's just a reality, because I just noticed through where I'm at now, people will point the finger at everyone else instead of looking at them. It's everybody's fault but theirs. You can have the same thing happening with 55,000 people, and you'll still say it was them 55 people and not you. I had to learn, Camila, you're the common denominator when it comes to your attitude. That was the first thing that I learned. When you're all at work and you about to have physical altercations with people, baby, figure that out, because it ain't cute and you grown. And now it's, Camila, you talk too much. You talk too much. Learn to be mute. God even telling you talk too much. So that's what I do now. Be mute. Be mute. I don't share with everybody. I share with selected people now. Nobody knows my personal business, what's going on, except for selected people, people that can pour into me about my situation and give me the right guidance that I need to fix what's going on or see where I go from here, what's going on. That's what I do now. Before, it was, let me reach out to people that know the person that I'm having this problem with, and maybe they can help me because they've known them for a while. So if I talk to them, they'll be able to help me navigate how to get this issue resolved. And that's not always true. Now I just know, if the person that I'm having the issue with is still having these same issues that they've been having since a child, the people that's surrounding them were not able to help them. So how can they help you help them? And the same thing with me, the issues that I was having that stemmed from a child. I can't expect the people that was in my life as a child to help me with those issues. If they have not changed anything about themselves, they can't help me, because you didn't help me when I was a child. So that means I have to get an outside source. And a lot of times an outside source is the best source, because they're not, they can't be biased to you or the other person, right? An outside source does not know either one of you or any of the parties, because it can be several people, personally. So that's the best way to go. Therapy, a pastor, a first lady, a life coach, people like that. And then some people get real intimidated about you talking to your pastor about things, but that's what they're there for, is to help you navigate. And that's what I can say. One thing, I love my pastor, my first lady, and just a lot of the people from my church, because as I go through this process, regardless of what has happened, they're still encouraging me um, to do what they feel is needed, regardless of the circumstances. Everybody have different viewpoints, but praying for me, praying for the people involved is so important. And also being real. When you have people that have been through your same circumstances and they're like, look, trust me, if he could change this for me and this for this person, trust me, God can do anything. And I think that's where I'm at, just sitting still and allowing God to do his work, right? Just sitting still and allowing God to do his work. And that's what we have to do. Pray about it, give it to God, and he'll definitely give you what you're asking for too. Even if he feel like you don't need it, he feel like you should be praying for something else. When you are faithful to him, and not even when you're faithful, just when he wants you to get life lessons, he will give it to you when he knows it's not something that you need just so you have it. And that's definitely what happened with me. And now, as I'm praying, and because at first I was just praying and saying, can you please do this for me? Remove this person. I need this, I need that, right? And now I'm praying, God, let your will be done. Tell me, show me what I need to do. Show me who I need to have in my life. Show me what I need to have. Show me what move to make. Please guide my all. Please guide my life all day, from the beginning to the end of my day. Um, God, cover me to the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I'm saying now. So a lot of decisions that I make are definitely not decisions that I thought I would be making, but it's the decisions that God is guiding me to make. And I'll share all of that with you guys at another time, because you guys know I can be very lengthy, and I didn't want this video to be too long, but it's just about following God and study yourself and being patient. And that's what I'm working on, y'all. And it is so hard. It is so hard for me to just be patient, and also for me to just mute my tongue. And I have done things, and it's like, ugh, Camila, wow, that was you. But also admitting that it was me, and actually being able, since muting my tongue, I'm actually able to listen at things that are said and be like, wow, it wasn't all you. You're right. It's not just all one person, it's you too. It's things that you can fix too. It just makes you more aware when you can actually listen without being defensive and holding yourself accountable. So I do hold myself accountable for my mistakes that I have made, and I'm not hard on myself about it. All I can do is grow from it and keep going. Um, and like I said, just stay distant from certain people, and love. You can love people from a distance, and that's what I'm doing. I'm staying focused on my journey, and I know that my journey is my journey, and God knows what it looks like, and I'm excited about it. Nervous, anxious, confused, like all of those things all at the same time, but I trust God, and I know He got me. He has me covered, and I think that's it. My Mom Squad lovelies. I think I'm done for today. And I pray that everyone has a great day and happy Friday. Because it's Friday on my end. It's Friday and when I'm recording this. I'm so excited about it being Friday. Today I have like a dinner date with my lovely Leisha. So I asked her wherever she wanted to eat, we would go eat at, and she chose Chili's. So we're gonna go have dinner together today at Chili's. I'm excited about that, and just get us a little time in after our long week. And I love you guys. Um, please, y'all, if you're watching the videos, just hit the like button for me, and make a comment or something. I would really appreciate that. Um, I want my message to get out to as many people that need it, and the only way that can happen is if you guys help me. Remember, this is our page, and we have to work together to do what needs to be done. And I truly love you, Mom Squad. I love all of you, and remember to follow God's route instead of your own route. And I know it's hard because I'm struggling right now, y'all. I'm struggling. The struggle is real with me just doing something different, but it makes me feel a lot better too. To just know I'm doing it the way that God wants me to do it and staying faithful to Him is so important for me. And so just remember, if you take His road, it'll it'll pay off so much better in the end instead of taking your own road. And I know it's difficult, but trust me, it's the best thing to do. Okay? And I love you guys. And again, I pray that you guys have a happy Friday and a good weekend. Stay safe and allow God to lead you with everything that you do throughout your day. Don't apply Him to your life just on Sundays and maybe Wednesdays or whatever, but apply Him every day. Let Him be the first thing that you do in the morning and the last thing that you do at night. Let God be in it. Like I said, I literally listen at the word as I sleep. I just have it on YouTube. And there's so many different apps that you can use where you can listen to the word as you sleep and just allow Him to be with you all throughout your day, your night, even when sleeping. But I love you guys, and you guys have a great weekend. And remember to put God first and follow Him. Okay? Talk to you guys later. I might do a little video of me and Leisha out. I'll see what we do. But I'll talk to you guys later. Alrighty. Love you guys.